Welcome guys to T2SMC Trader. Here is the top-down analysis. I'm a little late, but sorry for that. I hope it's gonna be insightful for all of you. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you are new. Here's the calendar. I'm using Forex Factory, and from this calendar I can see that this is the first CPI week in 2025. Basically, the CPI week, most of the time Monday and Tuesday is gonna be the difficult session to trade, because most of the time market actually make the liquidity by Monday and Tuesday. Either way, in Tuesday we have PPI, and Thursday we have unemployment claims. Friday we have some kind of medium impact news. All of these news are around 8:30 a.m. New York local time. I wish that this week is gonna be beautiful, except Monday. Monday can be consolidation. Except Monday, rest of the days I believe that it's gonna be a beautiful price action. So let's go to the price action, and here this is dollar index. I'd love to start from the dollar index weekly chart. So this is that weekly bearish gap, and so far market came here, closed above the 50% of that weekly bearish gap. My intention to see that can it keep going higher. So it's a bullish run, and market is, you can see that market is extremely bullish. Just one down close candle for last how many weeks? Every single candle is the weekly candle. Just one candle is down close candle, except that candle, every candle is bullish candle. I want to see that it will be this type of bullish until this entry gap low. So here we can see the consequent crossment rejection from the entry gap, and it's from here actually. So I want to see that consequent crossment rejection at least until the low, but in the meantime to the top of this bearish gap, it can obviously come until this area, then maybe it will hesitate to fall or keep going higher. We'll see that. But so far, I would love to see that this bullish run will be continued. If and only if it would love to fall, obviously it can fall when we'll be in a lower time frame. We'll see how far it can fall. But falling is not my intention. I will wait until CPI to get my direction. And after CPI, I believe that it will be better to understand the direction. So far, I'm bullish actually from weekly chart. From daily chart, this is that daily last gap. So market has closed above this, not last gap, entry gap. This is that entry gap from the daily chart. So far market has closed above this entry gap. So here is the last gap from the daily chart, and this relatively equal highs over there. So I have this buy side liquidity for dollar index. Below this buy side liquidity, I have this last parallel gap. At the same time, we have some kind of sell side liquidity as well, which market has made here by last week. So it has the sell side liquidity, it has the buy side liquidity. Market is kind of bullish. I really would love to see that it will come to this last parallel gap from daily chart, at least until this last parallel gap from the daily chart. I would love to see that it will reach over here. In the meantime, if I see any kind of sign that market would love to go for that sell side liquidity, maybe I'll change my mind. But my intention to see that this market will keep going higher until this last parallel gap from the daily chart. If it can go through this last parallel gap by CPI, then this buy side liquidity will be my target. But this is too far actually for some specific week. So far, I am interested to see if market can reach until this last parallel gap. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. So here is the 4-hour chart. So for this is the 4-hour last parallel gap, which is market holding. So many times it is holding. This is that clean sell side liquidity. It was extremely bullish, took all of this buy side liquidity. If it can go through this parallel gap and then start to fall, I would love to see that market will fall for this parallel gap and then this sell side liquidity. To be honest, I don't want to see that. Yeah, it can fall a little bit and trade this parallel gap one more time, though I don't want to see that. But yeah, it can come until this parallel gap one more time, or this parallel gap over here, before going higher again. I want to see it will keep going higher until this last parallel gap from the daily chart. So this is all from dollar index. I don't want to spend more time over here for dollar index. I would love to go for Nasdaq first. So there is the Nasdaq, and you can see this that bullish parallel gap from the weekly chart. So for this bullish parallel gap, still it didn't break, even not by the last. Last week it didn't break this bullish parallel gap from, including that volume imbalance. This is that bullish gap. So nobody closed below this bullish gap. Still, it seems like that it's a bull market, but I would love to see it will keep falling now. At least for this type of sell side liquidity, see this clean lows over here from the weekly chart. It should keep falling for those type of sell side liquidity over here. In the meantime, if it shows me any kind of bullish sign by CPI, that means the CPI run is boom, something like that. then I'll start to think about that all-time high again. Otherwise, it can spend little time here by Monday and Tuesday, and then it can keep falling, which I would love to see. So far, it is respecting this bullish gap from the weekly chart. My intention clearly to see that it will keep falling. I don't want to see that it will reverse again and it will start to go higher to take that all-time high one more time. It should keep falling. That is my intention to see. But if I see something by CPI that is gonna change my mind, I will look for the bullish run. Until then, I'll keep looking for sell. This is the daily chart, and from the daily chart, all you can see that all of this area, I have talked about all of this area, how it has been traded over there. So it was perfectly done over there. This all the sell side liquidity which has been taken here by a shallow run. So still I'm not convinced that market has taken that liquidity. Instead of that, I'm seeing that it has made more liquidity over here. So it's kind of support zone. You can see that it is supporting this zone. Whenever market came to this zone, it is supporting. So I would love to see that it will break this support zone and it will go for this low, which is the sell side liquidity right now. Otherwise, this last parabolic gap is my more intention to see that this market will fall for this last parabolic gap from the daily chart at least. Now, if it can go through this last parabolic gap, then this sell side liquidity will be my target. That means this low, that low, all of these lows. Okay, this sell side liquidity will be my next target. I extremely would love to see that this market will keep falling. I'm not going here how it has been traded over there, because if you have already watched my last week analysis, you know how beautiful it was. Perfectly respected all of my area the way I was expecting. So this is the how it has closed last week. So right now I want to see that it will keep falling. This bearishness will be, the heaviness will be in the market, and it won't show me any kind of sign that it would love to go higher and take that all-time high one more time, as it has been respected the perfectly the two standard deviation from there to there. If you take a look around this area, standard deviation here, -2 standard deviation, perfectly respected that -2 standard deviation. I want to see that it will keep falling and it will go for at least, it will keep falling. Okay, then later we'll see if we get kind of higher market structure shift from the daily chart with fair value gap, then maybe we'll start to think about the buy run again. But until then, I want to see it will keep falling. This week I want to see that this fair value gap is my first intention to see if market can reach over here. My next intention, all of this sell side liquidity. So these lows, this is my next intention, that market will fall for those lines. So until this area, I want to see that market will keep falling. If it would love to go higher and provide me some kind of big run, maybe in Monday and Tuesday, market extremely bullish and shifted here. Okay, so something like that. In Monday, maybe this. In Tuesday, market closed around this area. Then there is a fair value gap. In Wednesday, market maybe trade this fair value gap, keep going higher. In this type of situation, we will change my mind. Otherwise, until there is no bullish fair value gap, I want to see that this market will keep falling for those sell side liquidity, this liquidity and those liquidity. Okay, let's go to hourly chart. So there is the hourly chart here. This is the only fair value gap market didn't trade, which is the breakaway gap. It is working as a breakaway gap. I'm very happy to see, and I need this type of breakaway gap. So when it has made that all-time high, I need this type of fair value gap that will be like, you can see it never touched that fair value gap. It is the sign that I'm extremely heavy. So this all the sell side liquidity for last week, which has market taken over here. After taking this sell side liquidity, market extremely went higher. Now next week, what do I want to see? I want to see that here is a fair value gap. Market will go first for this fair value gap. So it will come to this fair value gap first. Here, that fair value gap, it will come to this fair value gap. Then it will fall again for this sell side liquidity by CPI and all of other news. We will see how it is going to trade. But I want to see this type of situation so that I can be biased. Otherwise, if I see that it is extremely bullish, and then the way I showed you from the daily chart, it closed here. If it close above this high with some kind of bullishness, then maybe I'll change my mind and I'll start to look for that all-time high again. Until then, no bullish run and no bullish fair value gap from daily chart. I want to I want to see that it is keep falling and it's extremely heavy. So from the hourly chart, actually there is some liquidity as well. I want to see it will be like this way, and it doesn't need to trade this area again to take those liquidity here, some kind of liquidity. I really don't want to mark them, but if I see that really market is bullish, maybe I'll change my mind and we'll see about that. My intention, clear intention, it will keep falling for this sell side liquidity and the above sell side liquidity. So these two sell side liquidity market will go for by this week. From 15-minute chart, here we'll look for, see this whole accumulation here, this very nice accumulation. So it started to accumulate from there around this area, and it was accumulating around all of this area, then market fall. When it has been fallen here perfectly, it left that fair value gap open. So same thing from the daily chart. You remember that daily bearish gap was open. Here this this bearish gap is still open. I want to see it will keep open, but if it would love to go higher and take this relatively equal high, so this high and that high, which are the relatively equal highs, that is also acceptable here, that buy side liquidity. So what else can happen? It will go higher, take that buy side liquidity, trade that fair value gap, and then it will fall again for this sell side liquidity and then this sell side liquidity. It is also possible, but I really don't want to see that this market will come back again until this fair value gap. So here this fair value gap should open like this way. Here, that is from 15-minute chart, it should be open like that way. I don't want to see that it will reach until this gap, because if it come to this gap and maybe it close around the 50% of this gap or above this gap 50%, then there is much more possibility it will go for that all-time high here. All-time high, there is some kind of buy side liquidity, clean buy side liquidity here, and some kind of buy side liquidity there, all-time high. It can start to look for those buy side, all-time high again. I really don't want to see it will come here by this week. I want to see the heaviness will be inside this market and it will keep falling. I would love to talk about little bit in E-mini S&P, and let me come here because it's important to understand what is happening in E-mini S&P as well. Okay, so in E-mini S&P, you can see this, that sell side liquidity here, clean sell side liquidity from the weekly chart, clean sell side liquidity over here, and it is so far respecting that bullish order block. So still this bullish order block is not broken. It seems like that still this market is bullish. So what else, whatever I am expecting in dollar index and Nasdaq, that dollar index will go higher, Nasdaq will keep falling, it can be absolutely wrong, because last week market has done the measured job. The clean liquidities has been taken by last week. So this week, if it keep falling, that means the fall run will continue. I'll be very happy to see this sell side liquidity will be taken for all of those. Okay, Nasdaq, E-mini S&P, all of them will keep falling. To be honest, I want to see that. But otherwise, if it respects this order block and starts to go higher, maybe Nasdaq will support this E-mini S&P, and when it will take that all-time high, Nasdaq will keep little higher and will fail to take that all-time high, where we will get an SMT from the weekly chart. But to be honest, from weekly chart. But to be honest, I want to see that it will breach this order block and it will go for this sell side liquidity. This sell side liquidity will be taken for Nasdaq, E-mini S&P. This is that daily chart, and as you can see here, this is that daily last fair value gap. Market has taken that clean lows over here. This last fair value gap is still holding this price. So for E-mini S&P, it is holding this price still. Nobody even closed below this concurrent crossment of that last fair value gap. So it is possible that it is not going to fall for this sell side liquidity, which is very clean. You can see over here, and instead of that, it started to go higher for that all-time high, which are also very clean highs over there. I don't want to see that. I want to see that it will like keep falling and it will take this sell side liquidity, and then it will work with those fair value gaps from the E-mini S&P, all of this fair value gap, either this fair value gap or that fair value gap. So any of this fair value gap will be worked or will be taken by the E-mini S&P by coming week. So that is my intention to see. Let's see how it is going to trade over here. But let's go to the hourly chart a little bit. Here is the hourly chart. You can see this high and that high. They're the clean highs over here. Little shallow run, but still they're very clean over here. This is clean buy side liquidity. There is some buy side liquidity. So mark, if I'm wrong and that daily last fair value gap is gonna hold the price, then what can happen? This market will keep going higher and take those buy side liquidity. To be honest, I want to see that either NQ or E-mini S&P will take this buy side liquidity. For example, if E-mini S&P has taken that buy side liquidity, Nasdaq will fail to take that buy side liquidity. Instead, you remember that fair value gap I talked about for Nasdaq. It will trade that fair value gap before falling. In Nasdaq will fail this fair value gap to trade, then it will, both of them will start to fall. Or maybe Nasdaq will take those buy side liquidity from the hourly chart, and E-mini S&P will fail to take those buy side liquidity. Instead, it will respect that last fair value gap, and then it will start to fall from this last fair value gap again for this sell side liquidity. This type of situation is the best case of scenario. I really would love to these things. If it leave this fair value gap open, that is kind of a sign that market is extremely bearish. That is also acceptable, but I really don't want to see both of this market, even S&P and Nasdaq, is going to take those buy side liquidity. One of them should leave that buy side liquidity, even if it would love to go little higher. One of them should leave this buy side liquidity and respect this parabolic gap. One of the market should leave this parabolic gap open, because if it take those buy side liquidity, then this is the obvious area where market should reach. Both of them, I mean this even S&P and Nasdaq, if both of them take that buy side liquidity, then this is the area where market should reach. If it reaches to this parabolic gap, then the all-time high is gonna be very obvious to me. This all-time high is gonna be very obvious to me. I don't wanna see that. I would love to see that this, even if market would love to go little higher, it should work with this parabolic gap before falling. So that is in short weekly analysis video. To be honest, I'm not so much confident about this weekly analysis, because last week it was extremely bearish. As you can see here, it was extremely bearish and to almost very clean sell side liquidity. Everything has been cleared. Not here actually, in Nasdaq. So here it has cleared all of this liquidity, which is very clean. So market has taken those sell side liquidity over there. Now it has already done its job. Does it want to keep falling, or it would love to reverse now, or does it want to go a little higher before falling again? All we have to know after CPI. So until CPI, it is kind of a situation where we can't clearly say that market is bullish or bearish. We have to wait until CPI. After the CPI done, it's gonna be very clear the direction. Is market would love to take that all-time high again, or does it want to keep falling for some kind of sell side liquidity? But it's not possible that it will take sell side liquidity and then start to go higher. It's not possible in my mind, which is this sell side liquidity. Either it has to keep falling or it has to keep going higher. If it would love to fall before falling, it can, yeah, it can go little higher, but ultimately if it would love to go higher, it can't go higher after taking the sell side liquidity. That is all. But if market would love to keep falling, yeah, it can go little higher first, then it can start to fall. So this is the situation. Everything can be changed after the Sunday open, which is gonna be after sometimes like 2 hours. After 2 hours, if the weekly opening gap is very big, for example like maybe 100 handle, then it's gonna be difficult. If you ask me what do I want to see, I want to see that this market will open here around this area. Market will open, I mean where the market has closed, it will open above. Okay, then it will leave this new week opening gap 100% open. It will be 100% open, then it will go higher. It will take that buy side liquidity, trade this parabolic gap, then it will fall and use this new week opening gap as a inverse gap for falling the sell side, for falling for the sell side liquidity. I want to see this type of situation. Yeah, after opening over there, it can trade a little bit fast that new week opening gap before taking that buy side liquidity, but I don't want to see that market will keep falling. So if there is a new week opening gap, something like that, nobody can expect or clearly say that how it is going to open, the new week opening gap, how it is going to open. But if market can open around this area, so here maybe market opened there, yeah, it can do little consolidation here maybe until this area. I don't know how it is going to, but ultimately it will go higher to take that buy side liquidity, trade this parabolic gap, and then it will go below this new week opening gap, trade this new week opening gap, then it will fall for this sell side liquidity. This is how I am expecting that this market will work for this week. So guys, if you think that it's insightful for you, don't forget to write down boom, so that I will understand that you have watched until the end. And I will keep uploading or trying to keep uploading this weekly analysis video every single week. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are new. Still you have any question or confusion, let me know to the comment box. Until the next video or next day, cheers guys, be safe.